The Orion Spire Hotel floated in silent beauty above a deep blue gas giant, its glass towers shining like a jewel in space, known across the galaxy as a place of peace, luxury, and safety where powerful alien leaders, rich traders, and famous warriors rested without fear, because no one ever attacked a place meant for comfort. And that belief had held true for many years until the day a tired human walked through the main doors. The lobby was wide and bright, filled with soft lights, living plants from distant worlds, and the sound of calm music meant to relax guests. While behind the front desk stood Zelrix, a Varelian receptionist with smooth violet skin and crystal horns, proud of her position and certain of her place above lesser beings, especially humans whom her people considered weak, loud, and unimportant. She watched the crowd with sharp eyes, greeting noble guests with respect and turning away workers and servants without care, enjoying the small power her role gave her. When she noticed a human entering the lobby who did not belong, he wore old boots marked by oil stains, a faded gray jacket, and carried a heavy tool bag, his face lined with scars and quiet tiredness, looking more like a mechanic from a space dock than someone who could afford even a moment inside the Orion Spire. And Zelrix felt annoyance rise inside her as he walked calmly toward the desk without fear or hurry. When he asked for a room in a steady voice, Zelrix did not even look at him properly, instead telling him coldly that maintenance staff used the back entrance and that guests were expected to dress better. Her words sharp and meant to hurt, hoping to embarrass him into leaving. But the human did not argue or raise his voice, only saying that he was a guest and that he had a reservation. This made Zelrix laugh openly, drawing attention from nearby aliens who smiled or stared with interest, as she told him that humans could not afford such a place and that he should leave before security was called. Yet something about his calm presence bothered her, and against her will she glanced at the reservation system, expecting to find nothing, only to freeze when she saw the name Adrian Kane linked to a clearance level so high it should not exist, granting full access to every system in the hotel. Her mind rejected it at once, and fear turned into anger as she accused him of fraud and signaled the guards, two armored beings stepping forward with hands near their weapons, while the human remained still, his eyes calm, as if he had seen far worse than this. Before the guards could reach him, the entire station shook violently, lights flickering as a deep explosion echoed through the structure, sending guests screaming and falling to the floor. And when everyone looked toward the wide crystal windows, they saw a space filled with sudden fire and shadow as massive warships dropped out of hyperspace, their dark hulls marked with the burning symbol of the Karn Dominion, a ruthless empire feared for destroying worlds and enslaving entire species. Panic spread through the lobby as alarms screamed and defense systems powered up, and Zelrix felt true fear for the first time, knowing the Karn never arrived without reason and never left survivors. While outside, one of the hotel's defense satellites exploded into fragments under enemy fire. As staff shouted and guests ran, the human quietly looked out at the fleet, his face serious but not afraid, and spoke words that cut through the chaos as he said that the enemy had found them sooner than expected, which made Zelrix turn on him in anger and disbelief, demanding to know who he thought he was, while guards and guests stared at him with new suspicion. He introduced himself simply as Adrian Kane and said that the Orion Spire was the last safe place in the sector, a statement so bold it sounded like madness, and Zelrix openly mocked him, calling him a liar even as another blast shook the hotel and the Karn fleet charged its weapons. Yet Adrian did not argue, instead calmly setting his tool bag on the floor as if preparing for work, his quiet confidence standing in sharp contrast to the fear around him. And for a brief moment Zelrix felt something she did not understand, a sense that the human was not what he appeared to be, As the guards hesitated, unsure whether to drag him away or run for safety, Adrian turned to Zelrix and told her to pray that he was lying, because if he was not, then the war was about to begin right there. In the heart of the hotel she believed untouchable. Outside, the Karn ships glowed brighter as weapons reached full charge. And inside the Orion Spire, the lie of safety finally shattered, revealing that the calm and beauty of the place had always been hiding a storm, and that the tired human mechanic standing at the front desk was somehow tied to everything that was about to unfold. The first Karn strike hit the Orion Spire with terrifying force, shaking the entire hotel as energy waves slammed against the outer shields, making lights flicker and alarms blare while guests screamed and ran in every direction, some crashing into walls or knocking over crystal sculptures, and the nobles, who had always felt untouchable in their floating suites, scrambled in panic as their servants tried to guide them to safety, while Zelrix slammed her claws against the front desk, barking orders to evacuate the VIP levels and organize defenses. Yet Adrian Kane stood calmly, unshaken by the chaos around him, his eyes fixed on the destruction outside as he calmly declared that no one would evacuate. And Zelrix could not understand his confidence, her pride and fear mingling in confusion as she demanded why he would dare to give orders, while he simply pulled a small metal key from his pocket and placed it on the desk, activating the hotel's AI system, which instantly recognized him as the true owner and administrator, confirming his control over every system and hidden mechanism, leaving Zelrix and the guards stunned and silent for a moment as the reality of his authority sank in. Because everything about the human, his calm demeanor, and the power suddenly at his command revealed that the Orion Spire was not just a hotel, but a fortress built to hide strength behind beauty. And as he commanded the AI to seal the hotel and activate all defense systems, the walls shifted, floors moved, and secret weapon ports slid out from places that had seemed purely decorative, revealing that long ago humans had designed this place as a trap for enemies, a structure that could appear harmless yet turn into a deadly battleground. And while the Karn fleet outside fired again, their black and red ships glowing with menacing energy, the hotel responded with ferocity as hidden rail cannons and plasma beams tore through enemy cruisers, destroying them one by one, proving that the humans had been underestimated by the galaxy for far too long. And as Adrian moved through the control room, hands flying over panels with precise movements honed by years of work, he coordinated the defenses while Zelrix watched in disbelief, realizing that humans were far more capable than she had ever imagined. And as the battle escalated, more human ships arrived, answering a hidden signal from Adrian, old freighters, mining ships, and repaired war vessels coming out of hyperspace with weapons ready, showing a strength born from ingenuity and determination rather than size or numbers. While the Karn commander taunted them over open communications, mocking the small human forces as scraps against their empire, Adrian's response was calm and firm, stating that scraps were what built humanity. And the first wave of human attacks shocked the Karn fleet as pilots dodged attacks in impossible maneuvers, used asteroids and debris as shields, and even sacrificed ships to destroy massive enemy vessels, ramming and detonating cores with fearless precision, demonstrating courage and cleverness that no alien race had anticipated. And inside the hotel, the battle continued with equal intensity as Karn boarding pods hit the hull and soldiers attempted to breach the interior, only to be met by human defenders using every tool at their disposal, from gravity manipulation to fire suppression foam, turning corridors into deadly traps, while Adrian, wounded by a hit to his shoulder, moved through the chaos, leading the defense with skill and determination, saving lives and striking down enemies without hesitation. showing that humans combined intelligence with bravery in ways that astonished Zelrix, who began to understand that she had misjudged him completely. And when she asked why he built the hotel like this, why it had hidden weapons and traps, Adrian responded simply that it was because no one ever guards a place meant for rest, meaning that the hotel could serve as a sanctuary and a fortress at the same time, a place that could protect those inside when the universe turned violent. And as the Karn flagship powered its main weapon, aiming directly at the Orion Spire to obliterate it, the tension reached its peak, with energy beams charging, alarms blaring, and the fate of everyone inside hanging by a thread. But Adrian remained calm and decisive, instructing the AI to redirect all power to a single shuttle bay, knowing that a human sacrifice might stop the weapon and save everyone. While Zelrix realized with fear and awe that he intended to ram the flagship himself, a desperate act that combined human courage, ingenuity, and willingness to risk everything for others. And as he prepared to launch the shuttle, she understood fully that the human she had scorned and humiliated at the front desk was not only the true owner of the hotel, but a hero in the making, a person whose intelligence, skill, and bravery could face a galactic empire and emerge victorious. And in that moment, the lobby, the hallways, and the entire hotel became more than walls and luxury. They became a symbol of human resilience, cleverness, and unyielding spirit, showing that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humans could fight with heart, plan with precision, and inspire awe in even the most arrogant alien who had dared to look down on them. And as the shuttle prepared to leave, the energy of the battle, the roar of the cannons, and the cries of both fear and hope filled the Orion Spire, signaling that humanity was far from defeated, that one determined human could make a difference, and that the galaxy would soon learn to respect the species it had once underestimated. The human shuttle shot out of the Orion Spire's hidden bay, flying straight into the heart of the Karn fleet, its engines burning bright against the black of space, while the Karn flagship aimed its massive weapon at the hotel, a beam so powerful it could have destroyed the station and everyone inside. And for a moment, everything seemed frozen as the shuttle drew closer, small against the giant warship, yet carrying the weight of hope for all those trapped within the hotel and for humanity itself. And as the beam fired, the shuttle collided with the flagship with perfect timing. The human pilot, Adrian Kane, guiding the ship with skill and precision, using the shuttle's hull and shield to absorb the initial energy while detonating its core at exactly the right moment, creating an explosion that tore through the flagship from the inside out, splitting it into two massive pieces that tumbled through space while the shockwave radiated outward, striking other enemy ships and causing their weapons and engines to fail, spreading panic and confusion through the Karn fleet. And from that moment, the tide of the battle shifted completely. Human pilots surged forward, their ships small but agile, striking crippled enemy vessels with exact timing, coordinating attacks that showed cleverness, courage, and the kind of determination only humanity could have, while the Orion Spire itself, still shielded but battered, served as the command center, guiding defenders and survivors. And inside, Zelrix watched in stunned silence as her assumptions about humans shattered. The receptionist who had mocked and humiliated the man now seeing him as a hero, a protector, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve even when faced with overwhelming force. And the guests, alien and human alike, cheered and cried, many of them realizing for the first time that humans could be more than laborers or weak creatures. They could be warriors, strategists, and leaders, able to save entire fleets with a combination of brains, bravery, and heart. And as Adrian's shuttle emerged from the wreckage, damaged but intact, he returned to the Orion Spire, stepping into the lobby with his arm in a sling and bloodied clothing, yet his eyes calm and determined. A living proof of human resilience, while Zelrix, still trembling, bowed deeply before him, her pride swallowed by awe, realizing that the human she had once treated as trash was the true owner, the hero, and the reason the hotel and countless lives had survived. And when she finally spoke, her voice was quiet and sincere, admitting her mistake in judging him, and Adrian smiled gently, acknowledging her humility, saying that judging by appearances was a mistake humans learned to expect, and outside, news spread quickly through the galaxy that a single human mechanic had stopped an empire from destroying a vital station, that the Orion Spire had survived an assault that no other species could have endured, and that human courage, ingenuity, and determination were forces to be reckoned with, while across countless worlds, humans who had been underestimated for centuries were suddenly seen in a new light as builders, fighters, and leaders, capable of incredible feats. And in the days after the battle, the hotel repaired its damage quickly with human efficiency and clever engineering, hidden systems and weapons once again returning to dormancy, yet leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed the fight. And as the surviving guests departed, whispering in awe about the human who had saved them, Adrian Kane stood in the center of the lobby, looking out the crystal windows at the battered but victorious fleet, knowing that this battle had not only been about survival but about proving that humans were not weak, that when united and determined, they could face enemies far larger and more powerful than themselves and win. And Zelrix, who had once believed humans to be inferior, now followed his instructions and helped organize relief and protection, learning that courage and intelligence could come in unexpected forms. And the story of the battle quickly became legend, a tale told across systems of a single human who faced a galactic empire, used wit, skill, and bravery to turn the tide, and returned to claim his place not only as the owner of the Orion Spire, but as a symbol of human potential, teaching all who heard it that appearances were misleading, strength came in many forms, and even the smallest or most underestimated individual could change the fate of the galaxy. And so, the Orion Spire Hotel stood as a monument, not just of luxury and peace, but of human courage, innovation, and the unyielding spirit that refused to bow to any alien empire. And the final lesson, engraved quietly in every corner of the hotel, was clear: never judge a human by their clothes, their job, or their size, because humans were capable of feats that no one, not even the proud Viralians or the terrifying Karn, could ignore. And from that day forward, humanity earned respect across the stars, remembered not only for surviving, but for triumphing against impossible odds, for fighting when others fled, and for showing that cleverness, determination, and heart were the greatest weapons of all. And in the quiet moments after the battle, as Adrian walked through the halls, checking systems and greeting survivors, Zelrix followed silently, learning what it truly meant to respect another species, and the galaxy had changed forever, because one human mechanic, once mocked and scorned, had proven that humans could own the stars themselves.